Now is it better? So you didn't hear me welcome you, so I'm sorry. We'll just keep going on and you can think I'm being rude and all of that. But I have a few announcements this morning I want to say for you. We have a wonderful donation. If you saw in the update, Susan Slocum donated a couple new tables to replace our aging, rotting wooden tables out in the picnic area. While it is still somewhat nice to be out there, you may want to go try out the new tables. So Wendy and I put together the blue one, and we had help from Bob Bennett, Ian, Randall, and Gary with the other table. It's just really neat to see out there. It's very colorful. I know this is a popular activity. The Wacky Women's Art Circle is scheduled for November 7th, and I know that's a very limited seating, so if you want to sign up for that, please do so. We had a great announcement last week from Gary on Power Up. Power Up helps provide a fundraiser to keep local families' heat running this winter. This winter is expected to be cold and conditions tough for folks. So there's a place to sign up to make brownies, although I think that list looks awfully full. So it may be that that list is going away. But the other is that there are ways in which you can use the QR code or whatever to order a meal. It really helps them to know how many meals to prepare. It's a drive-through operation. They have somebody who checks who you are, puts a ticket on your windshield. A youth member from one of the other ecumenical youth groups comes running up to you with your food, and then you go on your way. And you have supported, through your donations, the help through Sharing House for that. The actual date is October 19th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. We will have a presence at the Brevard Halloween Fest on October 25th. That's coming up. The basket in the lobby is beginning to fill with candy bags. We hand out a lot of candy. We attract many children to our booth by having lots of candy there. At the same time, we'll be gearing up our Dinner Anywhere for Two the same time, and people will be able to get the raffle tickets for Dinner Anywhere for Two at that event. And then we'll roll it out to the congregation immediately afterwards. And just come by if you're there and say hi. The food drive also that we have out front in the front entrance, I thought was only last week, but they explained, no, we can keep giving to it. And so if you missed last week and you want to bring back something, that front lobby has boxes available to get your pasta, your rice, your cream of chicken soup, the pasta sauce. The lists are there if you want to take a shopping list. Yes, Nancy? Yeah, so Dinner Anywhere for Two anywhere in the world, raffle ticket. Was it 20 bucks to have dinner for two anywhere in the world? If you're the 1 in 1,000 person whose ticket gets drawn, yeah. And we had somebody in this room who got Dinner Anywhere for Two anywhere in the world. You want to raise your hand? You want to wave? Yeah, because we started this last year. It's a huge fundraiser for us, and how do we pull this off? Well, some of the money is set aside to help pay for your airfare and 2-night stay and the dinner of your choice. It doesn't pay for everything. It's not going to pay for your Uber. It's not going to pay your museum tours or whatever else you're doing. But you get airfare and hotel and dinner anywhere in the world. Now, I say that, but if an airplane doesn't go there, we can't really send you there. So somebody asked if Antarctica was on the list. Where do you get dinner in Antarctica? I don't know. So there are little asterisks that go with this, but it's pretty cool. And we hope that a lot of people in Brevard get tantalized doing that. Those are a couple of announcements. There's always more listed in our update, our Friday updates. If you are new here and aren't getting our weekly emails, there's a welcome card just as you come in the front lobby where you get name tags, and that, if you turn that in, we will be able to put you on our email list. Thank you very much. And now to help us breathe and come into the worship service together, we welcome Michael Jeffrey Stevens back at the piano. I've got this.
Good morning. I'm Jackie Fricks. I'm your worship associate this morning. Please read with me the chalice lighting on the screen behind me. We light this chalice as we learn to hold both tenderness and strength. May this flame illuminate the wisdom to know when compassion calls us to offer comfort and when it demands courageous action.
Do you want this or the clicker?
I'll use the clicker.
We got a brand new clicker donated to us today. This is our time for Candles of Joy and Sorrow. We have several notes that have been left here and some that I have from electronically through the week. I'll start with one from my family, from me and from Christy, for my Aunt Lily, who died unexpectedly at age 94. Her memorial service was yesterday in her hometown in the Finger Lakes region of New York. So our hearts were with her. We have a note from Anne that Jenny Rush is coming home from the hospital tomorrow. Pat McGee lights a candle for safe travels for all the retreaters. May they develop those special bonds as they share their experiences with one another. We are indeed starting our UUTC retreat tonight at dinner time. We'll run through the next 2 days. Loie asks for prayers for Don and Linda Lander during this time of trial and healing. And Loie also asks for a candle of prayers for those who have mental illness and the shame that accompanies it. And then we'll light one more candle for all those things not yet shared, held in the hearts of those who are here or those who are online. May the glow of these candles and the warmth that lift up all of these items in prayer for all of us. O Spirit of love and life, listen and attend to these messages. Thank you.
Our opening words are by Gretchen Haley, who's a minister out in Colorado and is way cool. She is a blogger, she's an author, she does a variety of things with the church there in the Rocky Mountains. Whatever breaks your heart is welcome here. We'll make space for it. Give it its due time and praise for the wanting it represents, for the longing for something more, some healing hope that remains. We promise no magic, no making it all better, but offer only this circle of trust, this human community that remembers, though imperfectly, that prays and sings, though somewhat awkwardly at times. This gathering that loves, though not yet enough. We're still practicing after all, still learning, still in need of help, and still becoming able to receive all this beauty and all these gifts we each bring to this place. Come, let us worship. Our opening hymn is number 348, Guide My Feet.
Good morning. This is our words, our wisdom for all ages, excuse me. And by the way, my name is Kevin Lausch. And the book we're using today is called Standing in the Need of Prayer, a modern retelling of the spiritual classic. And some of you might know this old spiritual. This is a retelling of it and adding to it and how it describes the milestones, the trials, the tribulations, and the triumphs of African Americans in America. And it was written by Carol Boston Weatherford, illustrated by Frank Morrison, and Some Kind Soul donated this to church, but I don't know who they are. So if it was you, come see me afterwards, because it's a great book. Standing in the Need of Prayer. It's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my father, not my mother, but it's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my father, not my mother, but it's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's families enslaved and sold apart, standing in the need of prayer. It's runaways fleeing the yoke by dark, standing in the need of prayer. It's a preacher with a scar like a lightning bolt, standing in the need of prayer. It's a band of rebels who are plotting revolt, standing in the need of prayer. It's freedmen seeking kin at emancipation, standing in the need of prayer. It's millions on the move in the great migration, standing in the need of prayer. It's black troops tearing down the color line, standing in the need of prayer. It's brilliance on stage about to shine, standing in the need of prayer. It's the first black students walking into all white classes, standing in the need of prayer. It's orators whose daring words move the masses, standing in the need of prayer. It's churches hosting rallies and planning meetings, standing in the need of prayer. It's marchers who brave insults, hate, slurs, and beatings, standing in the need of prayer. It's record-breaking athletes who are so unreal, standing in the need of prayer. It's champion-turned-warriors who in protest kneel, standing in the need of prayer. It's choirs that sing for justice that change will bring, standing in the need of prayer. This land is both yours and mine, let freedom ring, standing in the need of prayer. Not my preacher, not my teacher, but it's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my preacher, not my teacher, but it's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer. And now we're going to sing the spiritual. And John, do you have any directions for us?
Sing up.
Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer.
And Jack, will you bring up the children's chalice and then we'll sing them out? Thank you.
Peace be. While we're standing in the need of prayer, we're also sitting and contemplating the need for the ways in which our spirituality is exercised, deepened. How our song of who we are is not just in the words we sing, but in the ways in which we offer up our greatest treasures, time, talent, treasure, and trust in this congregation. The offering moment is a weekly reminder of the ways in which we ritually recognize. When we give, we awaken within us something in our hearts of the generosity that this world so much needs. And in so doing, we are enriched in our own spiritual growth. And so with that in mind, what you put into the basket for the good of this congregation and its presence in this community, or into the envelope for fiscal legal services, our donated charity this month, remember the spiritual exercise. The ushers will now come forward to receive the morning offering. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Bruce. What is given in love we receive with great joy. Thank you. I invite you into a time of prayer and meditation in whatever ways your own tradition helps you compose yourself. For me, it's imagining my connection to the earth through my feet, my breath, noticing and relaxing each of the muscles in whatever way they may be tense, and helping my mind empty a bit and focus a bit. Spirit of love and life, we who are gathered here find ourselves in yet another week, things to do, with the weather around us changing and the leaves coming down from the trees, the sense of the turning of the season deepening all around us. Spirit of love and life, we are grateful for yet another season in our lives, and we are hopeful that with this turning, we too may find ourselves a little less harried, a little more willing to let go of stresses, of busyness, perhaps on a crisp, bright fall morning, we would experience the blessings that fall on each of us indiscriminately. That warmth of sunlight amidst the cool breezes. The awareness of the crinkling of leaves. And the wonder of the industriousness of squirrels. May we relax into this moment to let go, to begin into a phase of our lives in which we are not being harried, but rather feeling rooted. These and the prayers of our hearts we hold now in the silence. In the names of all those known and unknown, remembered and forgotten, in the names of all the helpers of humankind, we say, Amen. Blessed be.
The anthem that the choir is singing this morning is entitled, Sing, My Child. Sing, My Child. It's written by Sarah Quartel, a young lady up in the Midwest, and it was composed and published only 9 years ago in 2016. The unusual thing about it is that it is the rhythm. Usually we dance or sing in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is in 7, 8, which means it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. You'll catch on to that, or not, as we sing it. There are 3 verses. Sing, my child, all around is beauty bright. The second verse is, dance, my child, all around is beauty bright. The third verse is, laugh, my child, all around is beauty bright. And then comes this repetition, repetition, repetition. Peace, my child, peace, my child, peace, my child.
Sing for the promise of each new morning. Sing for the hope in a new day dawning. All around is beauty bright. Wake in
And I forgot to say, Jim Mosley on the drum, on the drum.
How are we in the need of prayer? I mean, it's interesting, the storybook and the song from the African American spiritual tradition said, you know, the preacher doesn't need it, the deacon doesn't need it, mother and father don't need it. I'm in the need of prayer. Now, some people may say, well, I don't follow that tradition. That's not the way I formulate what I need in my spirituality, and that's fine. The reality is Unitarian Universalists can appreciate African American spirituals and say, that's not exactly the way I'd put it. We can lift it up in this space, in a place where unfortunately I've heard some people say, well, African Americans never would show up here because we just don't have their tradition here. Well, we did, and we can. One of the most interesting things when I was minister in residence while on sabbatical many years ago now at Meadville Lombard Theological School, they were reading Howard Pinn, who's an African American humanist, who also would say, those words wouldn't be the ones that work for me. Oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Very humanist. Very thoughtful in ways that Unitarian Universalists wanted incorporated in their theological school education. The book has a great many pictures of people from all different times in the history of prehistory of the United States, through the history of the United States, and the ships with the tall sails that would have brought people who also would not have had the words that this prayer would have said. They might have had some other, maybe Muslim prayers that in many cases were taken from them just as their freedom was taken from them. This country is amazingly made up of a huge number of native and foreign folks. I look around this room and figure we got a whole bunch of people who didn't belong here originally. If this were a biblical story of where you had to go when Quirinius had a census, you'd have to pick up and go to any number of places. I'd have to go to England and Scotland and maybe Sweden and Armenia just to get counted, because you're supposed to go back from where you came from in that story, which is why Joseph and Mary were traveling. We have a lot of talk right now that this should really be Columbus Day weekend and not Indigenous Peoples Day tomorrow. I would say we're standing in the need of prayer if we decide we need to erase the totality of the stories. I know it's hard looking at some of these pictures, but let me read out loud some of the things that this represented in this book, and then I'll go on with my sermon. Slavery. Millions of Africans were brought to America. Some of them didn't make it across. It's likely that slavery started in 1619. Then there was a picture of Nat Turner, those who would rebel against their masters. Nat Turner was an enslaved preacher who led the most effective slave rebellion in American history, 1831. American Civil War, 1861 to 65. Many Americans at that time, but not all of them, realized that slavery was wrong. And there were some people who just thought separating from each other was wrong. And there are others who thought, oh, well, separating was the best thing ever. The Emancipation Proclamation meant setting somebody free with President Abraham Lincoln. All these things depicted in this book. We're standing in the need of prayer. The Great Migration is talked about less, but that was that whole period in which African Americans left the southern regions and went off to other places. Maybe the industrialized North, maybe finding ways to somehow get a piece of land, even if they were often denied 40 acres and a mule. The Tuskegee Airmen was a big deal. The integration of the armed forces and finding the best of the best to go and pilot the planes and take on dangerous missions. 1939, President Roosevelt announced that the U.S. Army Air Corps would start training the black pilots. It's a long time after slavery was ended. Generations. That was a lot of courage. We're probably more familiar with the music and the musicians being depicted in this book. So many. Maybe you didn't recognize Ruby Bridges, who was born in 1954. In 1960, became the first black student to attend the previously all-white William Frantz Elementary School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Federal marshals escorted Ruby and her mother in order to protect them from the angry mob that was waiting there. As soon as Ruby bravely entered the school, white parents pulled their children out, and all the teachers except for one refused to teach while a black child was enrolled. Only one person agreed to teach Ruby, and for the entire school year, Ruby was the only student in her class. We are standing in the need of prayer. Martin Luther King Jr. was depicted as well, a little more famous even. Probably didn't recognize FloJo, one of the many outstanding African-American athletes, Florence Griffith Joyner. FloJo was known as the fastest woman in the world. She smashed world records at the Olympic Games and won gold medals for the United States. She lived from 1959 to 1998. Colin Kaepernick was in that picture's book too. Used his status to raise awareness of important issues, and as a quarterback in the NFL, he knelt during the national anthem in protest of police brutality and racial inequality. He was pretty well criticized for having done that, but that's because most of us are in the need of prayer and never looked at the total lyrics of the Star-Spangled Banner beyond the first verse that we all always sing, and the fact that that song has a bit of slavery built into it, and it's our national anthem with a bit of slavery built into it. The Black Lives Matter movement, founded in 2013, was depicted as well, this time with young faces. Standing in the need of prayer. Can you imagine? I'm guessing some of you have had experiences that are pretty big on trial and tribulations. But can you imagine being in the midst of a whirlwind of people taking a position that is so antithetical to your being? Generation after generation of the folks who had been here on these shores finding that true. Now, Indigenous Peoples Day, we know Trail of Tears from this very area, way back in the era when it was told, look, if you become assimilated, you'll be fine. Until somebody decides, no, that's not enough. You got to get out of here. Other generations found that their children were taken from them to be assimilated. Don't talk your native languages. You just become one of us. And there are masses of unmarked graves in those schools in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere where Native American children who had been whisked away from their parents were told that they were going to be cared for and made into good U.S. citizens. But some of them didn't make it. And we are in the need of prayer. I know how much my grandfather overcame as an immigrant. I know that when he was becoming successful in life, he was turned down by the bank for a mortgage. I know that there would be some who didn't want him around here or there, or thought he'd only fit certain jobs. Certainly not that he'd go on to medical school and become a doctor. When he arrived in the United States, there was an argument in the federal courts whether or not Armenians were white. I told you this story? Around 1909, 1910, it was in the federal courts. How do we determine? These people are literally from the Caucasus. Are they Caucasian or not? You know what came up in the testimony? In the Boston area, because that was the federal court that was trying it, the federal court there heard all sorts of testimony, including somebody telling the judge, there are Irish girls marrying Armenian men. And the judge was pretty much saying, if an Irish father lets his daughter date an Armenian, then you better believe Armenians are white. But from then on, I don't think much was said about Armenians in a way that they couldn't be included here, whereas the African Americans in this book, or the Native Americans through the years, again and again told whether or not they belong. Some of the greatest myths out there about Native Americans are that they all died off. And not even in this area. Some of the greatest myths that we have in our country is that, most anything that was done heroically was done by a white man. There are certain executive orders that may reinforce that right now. We are standing in the need of prayer. Our opening words said, this human community that remembers, though imperfectly, that sings and prays, though sometimes awkwardly, this gathering that loves, though not yet enough, we're still practicing after all, still learning, still in the need of help, and partners still becoming able to receive all this beauty and all these gifts we each bring. Gretchen Haley got it right. We're still trying, yearning, asking, who needs help? Well, this Indigenous Peoples Day, this time in which somebody say, Bob, you're not in the right month to talk about African American history. That's only the shortest month of the year, February. You can talk about that. This place is full of folks who have a heart that is open, and I know it. I know I'm not preaching to people who are going to then run me out of town because I mentioned Black Lives Matter in a sermon. I don't know that that's true elsewhere in Transylvania County. But still, we know, I know, I'm standing in the need of prayer because I'm not all the way there yet. As much as I know history, I don't know it all. As much as I can empathize, I really need to have compassion, and that is to feel with and then take action with others. And that often is best grounded in prayer. Well, that's something of my preaching for this morning on this topic. I hope you could hear a little bit of my yearning, my own prayer coming through that yearning. As we turn to our closing hymn, number 1014, Answering the Call of Love. The words will be up on the screen. I don't know that we're all that familiar with it, but we got the choir to help us in the blue hymn book, 1014. The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our God. We are answering the call of love, hands joined together as hearts beat as one, and molded by faith, we dare to proclaim we are dancing on the soil of love. Sometimes we build barriers to keep love finding bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the sign of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, and molded by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the sign of love. When love will not divide, reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the sign of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, and molded by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the sign of love. Answering the sign of love. Yeah, I heard the ones who had the hymn book in front of them weren't answering the call of love. You were standing. You were standing. Let's answer the call of love. Let's answer the call of love. Our benediction, it's the words of my colleague, Lou Johnson. We shall overcome when we can truly celebrate the diversity of contributions and talents offered by all people. We shall overcome hatred and prejudice and oppression. when we can truly extend our hands to one another in loving acceptance, we shall overcome the past that haunts us now. Living in peace and freedom, we shall overcome the wrongs that have happened and the debts left unpaid. Let us join together in that commitment to overcome. Let us say together, Amen.